Hey everybody, happy Halloween 2019. Oh boy. I'm gonna say this is a great one. Um I wanted to come to you live and share with you some things that have been going on with me that I kind of sort of wonder if they're going on with you too. So sorry I can't there and ignore the mess in the background. That's my room. This is where I work. Anyways, I wanted to come to you live and just share with you some things that I've been experiencing and see if any of it resonates with you and kind of give you my insights into what I think is going on and what I've been experiencing and what not. So, anyways, one, I woke up this morning with this incredible feeling of like excitement, anticipation. Like seriously, it was like a little kid on Christmas Day. I've got 3 children of my own, so I know what that energy looks like. And it was like I just couldn't help. I mean, like I even journaled about it. It was like this feeling. Something's coming. Something big, something exciting, something unknown. And like a little kid at Christmas, there's really no timeline, but it's coming to be there's this huge shift that's coming our way. And all the doomsdayers, all the fear tactic people, all of the distractions in the news media, all of that. It's going to be gone. It's no longer going to be relevant. It's no longer going to be pertinent. It's no longer going to have a bearing or impact on our life. I don't know why. I just really feel it's like I feel like a little kid at Christmas. I'm Western. And so having all those, wrapped gifts, you don't know what those gifts are, under the tree created this feeling of excitement. And I've not felt this in years. Okay, I go through the motions because I have a family and obligations, but me personally, no. And right now, that is just so there. So the other thing, number 2, with this is a feeling of unrest. Like, I don't know what I want to do. I want to be here. I want to be there. I want to do this. I want to do that. I got to do this. I feel so scattered. I don't know about you guys. It's like I want to do it all. I don't want to sleep. It's a waste of time. I've got things to do. But I need sleep. But at the same time, it's just like this. There's something I gotta do. Gotta do it. I gotta do it. Just don't know what the big thing is that I gotta do, but I know I gotta do it. And it's like that restless energy just kind of vibrating through me, which leads me into, well, which one? Number 3, self-awareness. So with all of this, and I'm not an astrology person, so I mean, I follow astrology, but I'm not an astrologer, so I'm not even going to spout out all that. I'm not going to try to be that. What I have certainly noticed, though, is I'm getting yanked into the past. So it's not that, like, I'm doing things and I've changed my life and I've changed my perspective and my beliefs have definitely shifted. And I'm just going about brushing my teeth, and it's like I am energetically, it's like someone's got, it's not even a noose, it's like a hook on my neck, and it's like pulling me back. And I've had some like really crazy experiences the last week as a result. However, out of those experiences has come a lot of self-awareness, which is another point. Because I've made it a priority to try to understand and learn more about myself. And as a result, when these things are happening, it's made me stop and think, and okay, Tab, well, what does this mean to you? What is this reflecting about you? What is it about your childhood? What element of your life does this feeling resonate with? Because it's not a valid feeling now. It's not. I mean, like, seriously, I'm brushing my teeth and I'm like, it's not valid now, but it's valid. So where is it valid? And I have to stop and prioritize and make time. Acknowledge it. What does it mean? I mean, I had a huge one this week with my mother. I'm going to write about it on my blog. I've been working on it. Huge, ugly, and it wasn't even her. But, okay, well, she's my mother, but she's not the mother I grew up with. Anyways, the things she was doing yanked me back to how I felt when I was a little girl. Once I understood what was going on, I had to go do the shadow work, inner child work, whatever you want to call it, and work on that inner healing. And since then, she hasn't changed, but I mean, it just doesn't impact me. It's like, you know, she can be snarky and whatever, and I just kind of look at her and I'm like, so I have a new awareness. And those pulling you back things, they kind of give you, you know, it's like you either need to heal something or you just need to acknowledge it and it can move on. So, and acknowledge it and it can move on. Example would be, what was it? I've had some of those. I was like, as soon as I acknowledge it, I'm like, okay, I felt that way. Really not worth getting into over. Then it's gone. So, like, I can't even remember what it was. Another thing that has been really impacting this week is focus. Because of all the chaotic energy, because of the little kid excitement, anticipation feeling, because of being yanked into the past, I feel like I'm being pulled in all these directions. And I just keep hearing, Tab, focus. And my first priority to focus right now is my own personal development. My priority is meditation, my connectivity, reflecting, learning. So I'm trying to rein in all these various interests that I've got, you know, tarot, astrology, numerology, my blog, YouTube, Facebook, all these things, all these different directions I want to go in. All these ideas have been bombarding me. And I mean, like, I'm seriously fascinated and into the ancient history, mythology, quantum physics. I mean, like, seriously, I get off on tangents. And it's like, okay, as soon as I realize it, I'm like, okay, you got to focus. Because I can lose a whole day just like enraptured with all these things. So I think there's a scattered energy. There's all this stuff going on. Okay, so I've totally lost count. Speaking of focus, I don't know what number we're on. Push past your doubts and believe. So one of the things that I've learned is that I was going to blog about this too. Talk about focus. Our ego construct is a mechanism that we developed thousands of years ago as a means of survival. The Darwinism theory, right? Fight or flight. We had to have it when we didn't know if we were going to go around the corner and there was going to be a saber-toothed tiger or a lion pouncing on us or a big gorilla, ready to smash us into pulp. We needed that fight or flight response. But as time has progressed and our life has progressed, when do we really need a fight or flight response? We really don't. However, the flip side of that is, as time has progressed and we've evolved, we haven't acknowledged or realized our ego is not ourselves. So our ego is there for fight or flight. Our ego is there to keep us safe. But when we live in ego, which pretty much we're all programmed to do until we realize it, we live in ego. Ego land keeps us limited. So when we want to do something different, ego land doesn't want us to. When we start thinking outside of the box about how we can change and improve our lives, ego's, because that's not safe. Ego doesn't have control. Ego only knows what ego knows. And I mean, seriously, it's a part of us, but it is not us. It is a part of our operating system, but it is not who we are. Oh, I wrote this. I write a lot. Okay, this is what I wrote. Is this it? No. I don't think so. No. Well, I wrote that, but that isn't what I'm referring to. Yes, I've got like 20 notebooks laying around me. That's not it. Maybe it's this one. No. Damn it. Well. Oh, I just see this is what happens sometimes too. That's another thing. Do you guys get that? I get that all the time where. Oh, okay. Is it Eric? Or no, Aaron. I'll post him his page. He's here on Facebook. Really great. So I wrote, this is yesterday. Today I saw a video that really made me think. It was about ego or higher self. great explanation. He also had a really great beginner meditation course, which I really thought I knew about meditation, but he had some insights that were like, good points. Okay, so ego is the part of us that makes up stories. Ego feeds thoughts to fuel negative, hurtful emotions because there's really no suffering. If you take ego out of the picture, there is no suffering. It's an illusion. It is your perspective. It's my perspective. It's what we perceive it to be. Crazy, right? It's better. Ego creates reactions. Consciousness creates responses. I love this. Negative emotions are fueled by thoughts. Try to feel anger without a thought. Seriously, pause the video and try. Can you feel anger without a thought? I can wait. Bet you can't. You have to have a thought story to feed the emotion to create the reaction. Here's the thing. You don't with love. Love requires no thought story. Love requires nothing. Love is love. But all of the other emotions, if you want to feel sad, you have to tell a thought story. You have to make up a story in your mind with the thoughts to feed, to give the anger, the fuel, or give the energy to the fuel to the emotion. Try it. It's crazy. Try to catch yourself throughout the day to see how many thought stories actually run through your mind. See how your mind feeds you and notice the emotions your mind stirs up. That, my friends, is your ego. When you consciously observe the story, you create separation and awareness. You are not your thought. What a concept. I don't know about you all, but my mind is constantly bombarded with thoughts. I'm in like a freaking pinball machine in my head. God forbid anybody should actually try to look inside my brain and dissect and see what goes on in my head. It's craziness. Have you ever stopped and just really observed what's going on in your own head? Anyways, I'm off on a tangent. Let me finish reading what I wrote. Our ego was necessary thousands of years ago for our evolution, fight or flight. It was necessary for our survival. In modern society, it has become our primary operating system. Think of the brain as a computer. And I wrote this. Ego is AI, and it has assumed control of our programming. I kind of don't like the AI part. I need a new. But really, truly, ego has taken over our primary operating system to the point that we identify with it so much, we think it is who we are, when really it's not. Because once you stop and observe it, you realize it is separate. It is not me. Therefore, you do have a choice. It's a wild concept. My challenge is to simply become aware of the thoughts that you think, observe what they do to your emotions, and consciously choose for yourself. How do you want to respond? for me, it was a very eye-opening and very interesting experience when I took that approach. So, where was I? See? Scatterbrain. The other thing that is like, well, keeping strong on your faith. When you can separate, when you can learn, and when you start to really look at your thoughts and realize what is your ego and what is you. I mean, seriously, my mom, I made a spice cake and I set the timer for 33 minutes. I went into the kitchen at 32 minutes and, well, it was 33 seconds on the timer. So at 32 minutes and 31 seconds, 32 seconds, whatever. She was bitching. We should just let the damn thing burn. I have a choice. Yeah, the ego part of me, I'd be like, I made you a cake. I'm not even going to eat. And you're standing in front of the stove. You can't take it out. Eat burnt cake. I don't give a damn. Or I walked into the kitchen. I stood there and I looked at her and I didn't say a word. She moved away from the stove. I took the cake out. I set it on the counter to cool. And I said, I'll be back to frost it when it cools. And I left. I haven't figured out all the intricacies of everything. But my lashing out at her because she was being snarky, would that have done anything, helped anything, made it better? No. My not acknowledging it, did that do anything? I don't know. What I do know is it didn't make me feel like an ass. So there's that. And did it really, really matter? I already was watching the timer on the clock just because I don't want to sit in there and listen to whatever. I'm not even going to go there right now. I made a choice for myself, but I also had an awareness of what was going on. Everything worked out fine. So would it have been beneficial to make it an ugly, difficult situation? Other than what? It would have validated me. And then I would have felt like a jerk. So would I really have been validated? Like I said, I haven't figured out that kind of stuff yet, but another story for another day. All right, so ultimately, I just guess I want to summarize by saying keep strong in your faith. Whatever you believe, just stay strong. Things are getting weirder and weirder. Energies are getting weirder, more sensitive. Just people are getting weirder. Everything is just getting weirder. But with all the weirdness, it's also a really exciting and new time. And I think November, we're going to see some chaotic energy. We're going to see people mirroring to us the lessons that we need to learn and internalize so that we can heal and grow. I think we're going to see experiences that give us opportunities for choices. Are we going to backpedal, be an ass, and claim justification? Or are we just going to acknowledge, okay, yeah, that made me feel like shit, but was it worth it? We're also going to see for those who are open and receptive, there's going to be more insights. I know people call them downloads. I'm like really kind of not on the whole label thing. I was going to do a video about that too, but anyways, we're just insights. Like, it's like intelligence. Is you just kind of, you're in the flow. You're in that buzz. You're in that mode. I mean, I'm a painter and I'm a musician, and it's like when everything's clicking and everything's happening, and it's just like boom, 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 and it just the paint flows perfect off of the brush, and the colors mix just exactly how you want them to mix, and when the music just flows the way you want it to flow, and when you're baking a cake and you're experimenting with a new recipe, and man, it's just like the perfect golden, and it's got the perfect rise, and the smell, everything just comes together. It's just like beautiful. I think we're going to see more of those, but you've got to be open and ready and willing to receive in order to experience those. And I think we're going to see also more people starting to realize their consciousness, starting to realize their ego isn't them, their thoughts are not them, starting to realize that they are way more than they ever thought that they were. Awaken to that inner child that, I don't know, for me, I always felt like there's just more. There's more. I don't know what the more is, but I know there's more. So I think you're going to see more of that going on as well. And I encourage you, remember what it felt like when you first started going down this path. How lost and confused you might have felt. How it's like the energy, not being able to sleep, eating weird foods. All of a sudden you're craving weird drinks. I don't know what all you went through. I went through some crazy stuff. I'm still going through some things. Like I said, I woke up this morning just like, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself today. I feel like going dancing on the streets. That'd be kind of weird, especially where I live. Like, they'd be locking me up in the loony bin. But I felt like it, So dance in my heart. But I'm just saying, it's like, just remember what it felt like when you started on this journey, and love on those people who are starting and kind of like don't even know where to get at. They're lost, confused, overwhelmed. We all experience it in like seriously different ways. And some people, it's really scary. And some of us have an easier passage. But just have compassion. So that veil is thinning, communication is stronger, trust and believe. Roll the flow with this chaotic energy and just focus. Focus on what it is that your heart's desires are. Focus on your priorities. Focus on what really matters to you. And trust and believe. And stay strong in you. Because at the end of the day, you are what matters. So, I don't know. Right now, that's kind of what was put on me to say, to share. Yeah. I'm looking at my notes. Well, one thing I did want to say is push past your doubts and believe. And one thing I did tonight, I was terrified. I've been learning tarot. I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. And I did some readings for some people over the weekend, and but they're friends, and so they're all like, "Oh yeah, you were." I'm like, that. And I got the inspiration last night. Do a Facebook event. I'm a lot of notice. Do a Facebook event. All right. So I did an event, and all day long of it, like looking for reasons and excuses. Got in this fight with my mom, and I got to go do groceries, and I've got to check all the fluids on my vehicle, and I'm like all day long trying to figure out excuses why how I could back out. But with the focus and with the self-awareness and thoughts, one of the things I realized today was I'm not committing the way I know I'm capable of committing. And that's where the focus and the scattered thoughts and all the different things that have been interesting me. I mean, that's great. But at some point you gotta if you want to be good at something, you gotta focus. And so I was told last night a couple times, Facebook Live event, Facebook. So I did one. And I had a few people show up. It wasn't like huge, but it was so cool. It really was. Because I was super nervous. And like I said, all day long, I've been trying to figure out how I can get out of it. And I left it open through the end of the week or through next week. So I figured some people can make it, some people can't. And the whole thing is for me to see if I actually have any ability here beyond my friends, who are nice people to me. And people I did the readings for, and then they're coming back and they're like, well, could you do another? What about this? I'm like, sure. And I guess I did okay. I mean, I hit home on what they were feeling, but it really wasn't me. It was really, spirit working through me I got the same card 3 times, and each time it got a totally different meaning to me. Like, it just felt different. It was the most coolest thing ever. And the person I was doing the reading for was like, oh my gosh, yes. Anyways, my point is, I was scared. I was trying all day to find ways to get out of it. I even, didn't want to post it last night. I'm like, there's not enough time. I'm trying to make excuses, but I listened and I did it. And yeah, maybe I didn't help, a boatload of people, but the people I did talk to, it did help, which is what my real heart's desire is. So my point is just, you're going to be challenged. You're going to be asked to do things that maybe aren't comfortable, but you're capable. So I feel ya. I do. But push through the fears, have the experiences, because that way you can actually learn what is good and what isn't for you. What do you like? What are you talented at? Do you want to do this? Maybe it's just for fun. That's okay too. Now you know you've got a talent in that area. But if you don't try, you'll never know. Anyways, this has gotten really long, but I hope that there's some kind of information in here that is insightful and helpful. But I just think that November is going to be an interesting month. I think that the energy is going to be, it's going to be interesting. And I think we're going to see a lot of really interesting changes in our society in the next month. Just be compassionate. Remember what it feels like, especially as those around you start having the tickles of consciousness awaken in them. Show them love and empathy. Remember what it feels like. And for your own self, remember to put yourself first. Focus, prioritize, and good luck. I would love to hear what y'all are working on. And what are your thoughts? What are you guys experiencing? Because, seriously, the last week and everything that, I don't know, just to me, this is a lot of, I thought I had a lot of my childhood trauma stuff resolved. So it's a time of learning and growth. But here's the thing, we go through it, we grow through it, and end of November is going to be really amazing. I don't know why I said that, but I did. There you go. All right, guys. I hope you have a great night. Thanks for hanging with me for a minute. And again, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are and what your experiences have been. All right. Oh, yeah, by the way, always forget, if you like, hit the like button, subscribe. I appreciate you guys regardless. All right, thank you. Night. Happy Halloween. Well, happy. We still have 10 minutes of my time. Happy November 1st.